This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're going to need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while seeing stars and cheering for this husband's demise.
Stack our shelves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey, HBs. This week, remember, we're participating in Blackout the System from November 25th to December 2nd. So we won't be publishing a bonus episode on Friday. We're hoping to send a message to the ruling class by refusing to spend money on Black Friday and the rest of the week at national chains and other box stores, online retailers, and honestly, anywhere else that we can hurt them in the pocketbook. Small and local businesses are completely exempt from this, so absolutely still support the wonderful small businesses in your area, especially if they're minority owned. If you can forego your credit cards and pay in cash, that's even better. I hope you can join us. Next week's episode will also be hitting your feed a couple of days late, starting on December 3rd. All right, when we left you yesterday, Jane had just decided that this baby-making situation will only work if they both get something out of the deal. So she's going to be an active participant. Here we go.
And so she's like, you have put aside all of the things that you clearly want, which is a wife and a child and love and all of these things. You are putting that aside in order to fulfill my husband's wishes and my deepest desire.
Yeah.
And it's my turn. And then she starts to undo her nightie. And then she gets a little nervous and doesn't let it fall all the way. And she does like hold it to her breasts, and he's just agog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he thinks to himself, okay, she's going to break that rule, but she hasn't said anything about the kissing. And so she's going to have to kiss me if we're going to start kissing. Otherwise, I'm going to follow her rule to the letter. And so he brings her over to the bed and lays her down and like lays down beside her. And then he ends up just like exploring her body for a while to the point that she's like begging at a certain point.
The sex in this book is so hot that at the end when they kissed for the first/second time, I was like, oh shit, they haven't been kissing this whole book.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it.
And both of them have been pining for it, right? And so there have been a couple of times where like he'll get really close to her with their lips, like really, really close. And then he'll like boop her on the nose and be like, you look really nice, let's go.
And then, listener, we just have the rest of the month of them getting closer and having all of these intimate moments together and realizing
they go on a rowboat.
They do go on a rowboat, and then they get rained on.
Yeah.
And then there's this scene where he's showing her the stars, and this motherfucker, they're out in the gazebo with his telescope.
Wait. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, can we, like, actually do a couple of those scenes? But...
yeah, I have a quote for you, Mel. Don't worry.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because he said, very slowly and carefully nudge the telescope around until you are no longer seeing the moon, but are gazing at the stars. Oh, they're so much larger and brighter. How many do you think there are? And then they talk about stars for a little bit. And then he says, now I want you to keep watching them until you see stars of your own. And she says, what are you? And he says, shh, just trust me. And then he, behind her, is like kissing and smooching on the nape of her neck. And she pulls away from the telescope and he's like, no, you need to keep looking at the sky. And then he just fingers her in the gazebo while she's looking through a telescope at the night sky?
Yeah, he does a traditional stargazing finger bang on her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, wait, but nothing happened for you. Do you want me to like bend over or get on the ground or something? And he's like, no, that was just for you. I just wanted to give that to you with no expectations.
Yeah.
And they've already had a talk about like how his mother raised the boys because she did have such a catastrophic, terrible first marriage. And so she like beat it into them basically, intellectually though, that the way that a woman responds to you in the bedroom is going to be informed by the way that you treat her outside of the bedroom.
In this scene, she says she thinks to herself she was beginning to understand the truth of his reputation as a great lover. It was more than the immense pleasure he brought a woman in his bed. It was the manner in which he treated her when she wasn't in it.
Yeah. So, like, we're going to go back to this rowboat scene. He takes her out because he wants to spend as much time with her as possible and, hope that she gets more and more comfortable with him. So he takes her out and they're joking and he's learning that like she used to climb trees, but she ended up falling. And so she's got a scar on one of her knees. And he makes this very cute and very flirty. And he's like, I have to see it. And she's like, what? No, I couldn't possibly show you. And so he gets down next to her and he starts like taking up her hem. And he's like, I'm going to have to search for it then. Oh no. It's really, really cute. And then the downpour happens. And she's like, oh my God, this man. And then he is saying like, oh, we should, if you're into it, like, let's go up. I'll join you in the bath. And she's like, what? No, it's too scandalous. And he's like, okay, no, as long as you're okay with it, we're definitely taking a bath together. And then he's like, then we can spend the rest of this lazy afternoon in bed. And she's like, wait, you mean to do that at not nighttime?
But that is nighttime activity.
Yeah. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's realizing more and more that like his cousin has been an absolute dick bag to her, or like lack of dick bag to her, even before he got in the accident, you know? It's always been in the dark, no foreplay. It's like they weren't intimate emotionally. He didn't care to do any of that for her, even for comfort. And so he's like, no, I'm gonna definitely disabuse you of these notions of like sexual propriety or whatever.
Well, also this idea that sex is entirely just the act of penetration. Like he is making her understand that it's not just the sexual act. It is all of the intimacy and the closeness and everything else
and
that
the
goes
care.
along. The comfort that comes with this person and just wanting to spend all of your time with them and like talking after sex and cuddling.
She's never talked after sex. He just comes and then literally launches himself off of her and goes back to his room. That is how they have had sex for her whole marriage. And she, honestly, listener, she hero worships this man. She thinks that he is the best husband that has ever been. And it's wild. I mean, that's why I love the title of this book. Because at first I was like, I don't know, waking up with a Duke. Okay. Like, you know, you're waking up in the same bed or whatever. But it's not. It's her waking up to what love can and should be over this month. Seeing that an entirely different world exists when your partner is actually into you. She's getting the treatment from Ainsley that we find out Wolfsbone's mistress has been getting from him. You know? Oh!
God, and so throughout this month, he knew that he was
wait, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Because after they're going inside and he's gonna get in that bath with her, they're soaking wet. Everybody's like, you know, their teeth are chattering. But they're also giggling because he says, like, we're going to do this thing. And she says, you're trying to corrupt me, and I refuse to be corrupted. And then this very familiar but unwanted voice says, what are you two up to? And he turns around. His mom is here. His mom and her obvious lover is here, unexpected, unannounced, and he promised her that nobody would see her or infringe upon their privacy. Oh,
I need Melody, I need you to understand. This is the third book, and every single book we get scenes between Leo and the Duchess where he's just expressing his devotion and how she's like, he'll get bored of me and all of these things. And this book
keeps on asking her to marry him. And she's like, you're going to want kids someday?
I honestly didn't know how this book could possibly end in a happy way that wasn't a triad. You know, I was like, how the fuck is there going to be a happy ending
with all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and so, like, this scene, there's, like, moments that we get from their point of view where at one point she says they're snuggled up that night, and she looks at Leo and says, she's going to break his heart.
Yeah. And
he's like, well, there are worse things than being in love with somebody in love with another. And then she's like, shot through the heart. Like,
well, no, yeah. And so oh God, Leo is he's such a gem, because there are moments when he's like comforting her through these, you know, revelations that she's having about her son. And he's thinking to himself, how can she be so clear-minded about her son's heart and yet not understand that I'm in exactly the same position?
And I've been telling her, like, because her worry is that because she's 15 years older, she has 3 sons already and grandchildren at this point, and she's
she's menopausal. She's done. She's 50.
Yeah.
Like,
and so when we first meet them together, I think she's 45 or some such. And it has been a through line in the series that she is just so certain she's protecting her heart is what she thinks she's doing, because she knows, quote unquote, that he's going to leave her when the shine wears off. He's going to get tired of her. How could he possibly stay interested?
And he's going to want children, and she cannot give that to him. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
he's saying, I don't give a shit about any of that.
If I want a kid, I'll play with one of your grandkids. Like,
Yes. Yeah. You
ugh.
are the person that I want, and I want to devote the rest of my life to.
Oh my gosh.
And she
there's
just
this
can't believe it.
No, Melody, there's this scene at the end of the second book where like
Mm.
everything has gone to hell in a handbasket and she is being shipped away from the house. Like it was not by choice.
The mom?
The
Oh.
heroine.
Okay.
And she doesn't know what the hell she's going to do, but she knows that she refuses to accept his money because that's going to just confirm all of the worst things that he thinks of her. And as they're like rumbling down the road in the carriage, all of a sudden they hear stop, stop. And it's Leo. And she's like, if you have something to say about everything that has gone on, it's been a really bad day. And can you not? And he's like,
Aw.
well, what if instead I'm here to offer you refuge? And she's like,
Aw.
what? And he's like, yeah, the Duchess wants you to come with us because
Oh.
her son's a fucking nitwit.
Sure.
And we love you. So come along.
He
and like
really is so wonderful. There's a moment in this book, like right in this interlude where the Duchess and Leo are at the house with them because they spend a night. And so the next morning they're all like at breakfast and Jane walks in. And so Leo immediately, it says that Leo jumps up as if someone had like pinched him on the bottom or like goosed him or something. And he's like, oh, why don't I prepare a plate for you? Have a seat and I'll do whatever. And he sees like this look on his mom's face. And she says like, oh yeah, Leo's known. Part of his charm is that he's so wonderful to all the ladies. And then Leo looks at her and he says, but I saved the best for you. And he winks at her. And Ainsley is like, he just watches his mom like no longer be upset or like rankled about anything because he always makes sure that she knows that she's his world, you know? Anyway, and Ainsley also really wants to be the person to be making that plate for Jane, but he feels like he can't because they're supposed to be like,
Because
you know,
she's
on
just
the
a house
demo
guest.
or whatever. Yeah, she's just vacationing or something.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Welcome to Walgreens. Looking for a holiday gift?
Sort of. My cousin Freddie showed up to surprise us.
Oh, sounds like a real nice surprise.
Exactly. So now I have to get him a gift, but I haven't gotten my bonus yet. So if we could make it something really nice, but also not break the bank, that'd be perfect.
How about a Keurig for 50% off?
Bingo.
Savings all season. The holiday road is long. We're with you all the way. Walgreens. Offer valid November 26th through December 27th. Exclusions apply.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck's small business line of credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
So, okay, when he goes up after he's like, Mom, ha 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 ha, the fuck are you doing here? Turns out it's just the storm. She was headed to their guardian's house because her BFF, the wife of her former lover, is dying. So she was going to go and, like, you know, comfort and be there for her death.
Like like this back plot or like this secondary plot throughout the whole series is just, it was so well done. And it was it was just a really lovely subplot to be happening throughout the whole thing, because it really was just, you could feel how much all of these people loved each other.
Yeah.
But like they loved each other enough not to hurt each other to get what they want. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's your deepest desire, like the devotion that everybody in this series has for each other just really hit me right on my soft parts, you know?
I love it. And then meanwhile, Ainsley is seeing this like look flash over Leo's face, because Leo thinks that as soon as that BFF dies, the Duchess is going to want to be with Linfield or whatever his name is, because he was the love of her youth, right? They had that affair while he was unmarried and she was married to the D-bag. And then after he married his wife, they never did anything again. They were all just like family friends.
And it's one of those things where she doesn't realize that she's not still in love with him that way, because it's just these golden memories.
Yes.
And it's not who they are now in the same way. Like, they still love each other dearly, but it's different. It's different. The love of youth is different from the love of age.
They're different people. They have different needs. They have different priorities, like all of it, right? So anyway, he's like, oh man, Leo is in a tough position, but he just fucking loves my mom. So he's like, okay, I'll have 2 rooms prepared for you, I guess, but then you need to fuck off. And then he goes upstairs and he goes in while she's having her bath. And she's like, oh my gosh, because her husband has never talked to her while she was in the bath or like anything even remotely intimate like that. Ugh. And meanwhile, he wants to just like wash her. He wants to do all the things. But instead, he says, like, they understand you're here for a vacation and take whatever time you need this afternoon. Like, we will not spend our wonderful afternoon in bed, but, you know, come down to dinner if you want. And she's like, oh my God, there's no fucking way I can come down to dinner. And he says, well, if you don't, then my mom's gonna know that you're ashamed of why you're here. That's gonna be pretty telling. And then I'm not interested in you connecting anything we're doing to shame. So if you are, then like, I'll just have to take you home tomorrow. And she's late to dinner. And like, it's a tick-tock that he's listening to as they're having wine before dinner. And he's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to take her home.
And I don't know if I'm strong enough to do it.
I don't think I can. Yeah. But she comes down and they have a wonderful dinner together. The mom is so understanding and they connect on so many levels. And like she still doesn't know that she's there to get pregnant, right? She still does not know that. But she does pick up on the fact that her son is deeply in love with Jane. And she thinks Jane is not at all returning those feelings. So anyway, they end up leaving the next day. And then we get like the rest of that month. They do the stargazing. At one point, he takes her to a climbing tree. He wakes her up like in the middle of the night so that they can go watch the sunrise in his favorite climbing tree.
There's another time where he wakes her up in the middle of the night because there's a shooting stars.
There's a meteor shower.
And he goes out and they make wishes together.
Yeah, and she doesn't know that he's wishing that she would love him back. Yeah.
Well, because like that's the biggest thing is like, so at the beginning of the book, he definitely has like a fondness for her, but he doesn't really know her. So like he knows it's that I think that is somebody who could be an important person to me, but there's no surety there because he doesn't know her. And then it's not like being hated, reviled for 3 years gives you a whole lot of opportunity to get to know somebody on any kind of intimate level.
Right.
But now he has already realized at this point, he's like, yeah.
He's fully in love
I
with
am
her.
deeply in love with this woman. And
Yeah.
then she's realizing that she thought what she felt for her husband is
Mm-hmm.
love, but she's really realizing that there's some level of comfort there, I guess, just because
And a
from
deep admiration.
Yes, she does admire him, but like also half of the reason that she admires him, she then finds out is all a lie.
Yes, absolutely.
But she's realizing that the feelings that she has for Ainsley are so far and above what she has ever felt for her husband. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is love.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of thinking to themselves a little bit that, well, if she doesn't get pregnant this time, I guess we'll have to do it again, maybe. But neither of them are even sure if they can handle trying again.
Yeah. Without utterly shattering themselves, for sure.
Yeah. It's devastating because it hits the end of the month.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. The tree scene was really, really poignant to me, though, because they also talk about, like, raising children. Not together, but they talk about how they would want to raise children, because she talks about how the last time she climbed a tree is when she fell out and scraped her knee because she got in big trouble for it, because girls are not supposed to do that. And she says, I want to encourage, if I have a girl, I want to encourage her to climb all the trees and do all of that. And there was another time on the carousel where she was looking at all the different animals and she was like, I don't know if I should get on the lion or the tiger or whatever.
I
She's
want
thinking
a
about
son. I'll put him on the lion.
Yes.
And my daughter on
on a rabbit.
On a rabbit. And then she's like, no. Or the tiger.
And that's the one he chooses for her. He chooses
her
the
on the
tiger for.
lion.
Oh, is it? Yeah, the lion. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and so they align in so many ways. And there have been so many times when she has said, like, she's been trying to get some information out of him, like, is there a woman you're interested in? And he wants to tell her, you. It's just you. But obviously he can't do that. And so he tells her, no, there's no way that he would be with her if he was interested in anyone else. It wouldn't be fair to anybody. And she's like, oh, so are you going to be faithful to your wife? And he's like, yeah, as long as she's faithful to me.
Oh my God. She breaks his heart because she intimates basically that, like, faithful the way that my husband is. And it's very unusual in the ton. And he's like,
yeah. He's like, I feel terrible that I can't tell her what I know. Listener, we don't know either right now. But we know it's fucking bad. At the very least. And she tells him that, like, you know, don't worry. I'm pretty sure that as long as you take care of her the way that you take care of me, she's not going to want to stray at all. And that's, I think, when they have the conversation about how you treat your partner inside and outside of the bedroom and all of that. Like, they're getting so close.
There's also, coming out of this tree, she skins her knee coming down it on the opposite side, and she can't help but think that this is gonna, like, her memoir, like, she'll never be able to look at that little matching scar.
Yeah.
Without always thinking of him.
Yeah. So it comes to the end of the month, and neither of them say it, but both of them are devastated to part, but they don't actually say it to each other. She does not want to leave, like, fully just does not want to leave. And they end up having sex all through the night, and each time they think is the last until one of them says one more. And then they finally get to the the definite last one. And man, the way that Lorraine Heath describes them, like, looking into each other's eyes, and it's gorgeous. And then she even tries to delay leaving the house, even though she knows that Ainsley's gonna come with her on the carriage ride back. She just doesn't want to leave this bubble where nothing exists but those two. So in the carriage ride home, they're snuggling the whole time. And neither of them...
beyond snuggling, it is like they are ensconced in each other.
Yeah, it's very Devil in Winter vibes, for sure.
It is Devil in Winter vibes.
Yeah. And so she decides that, like, he needs to stop before they get to the house because she can't mix the two. And I'm pretty sure they've had the conversation where, like, he says, like, I can't. No, he doesn't yet. I'm sorry.
So there was a really important scene earlier in the book where she essentially is like, would you willingly trade places with my husband?
Yeah.
Essentially. And he was like, maybe it's terrible of me, but no, I wouldn't.
Uh-huh.
And then in this scene,
they're saying goodbye.
And he looks to her and he says, you once asked me if I'd willingly trade places with Walford, and you said no. I have since learned that I was mistaken. I would rather be a cripple and have your love for all of a single moment than to live as I am without ever having it.
And she wants so badly to tell him that she loves him, but she can't. Like, she has to go back to her husband, and she loves her husband.
Yeah.
Like, she still wants that life, right? Also, she looks at him and she says, you never kissed me over the entire time we were together. And he says, it was your rule. If we were going to do that, then it needed to be you. And then she just launches herself at him. Mm-hmm. And they make out in this, I mean, both of them, I mean, it's so sad and beautiful and it's so much.
This, and listener, this is like 60% into the book.
Yeah.
And the next 30% of this book is agony.
Agonizing.
Because she gets home and he tells her, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know if it worked. I don't want to know if it didn't. That's not something that I can handle, essentially.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You say go ahead, but like...
I know. I was just thinking about Wolfsdom and the way that he's thinking about her as she comes home from this month. And he's like, oh man, look at the wife that I've taken for granted the whole time I've been with her. And I can't believe I missed her while she was gone.
Surprise, listener, we find out later that the entire time that she was with Ainsley, the love of his life and his children have been at the house. Which, like, I'm so conflicted because I'm like, yes, love your children, love this woman, but also, like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, and that's why I'm wondering if there isn't a little bit of redemption for him. Because, for example, he says, like, don't write to me. I don't want you to think about me even for a moment while you're there.
He doesn't want a reminder that he has a wife either.
I know.
He literally, and like, what the fuck is this, Walford? Because we're in his point of view right now. She gets home and she says, Walford. And he says, here, love. Breathless, she appeared in the doorway, her hair askew. Dear God, but she was beautiful. His heart ached with how much he'd felt her absence. Walford, she rasped, before racing across the room, dropping onto his lap and wrapping her arms around his neck, holding him so tightly as to nearly suffocate him. Her sobs shook her body, her tears dampened his neck. He drew her nearer, held her securely as his own eyes burned. Deep within him, sadness battled with joy as the truth battered him. He had no doubt that his greatest fear and his dearest desire had been realized. She'd fallen in love with Ainsley. Dear God, what had he done?
Yeah.
And I read that. And I highlighted it because I was like, how do we get a happy ending when now all these things? Like, how? Because, like, now he's recognizing that he should have paid more attention to his fucking wife who adores him.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
And
same.
then I found out that the whole fucking time,
he's been a villain.
Are you scouring the web for the best Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? Stop it. Get Rakuten. Rakuten is a shopping sidekick that gets you cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. Right now, you can get up to 15% cash back at the stores you love. You can even stack cash back on top of the biggest sales of the year. That's savings on savings. It's more time shopping and less time searching. With Rakuten, you're always saving at your favorite stores on the things you're already buying. Cashback is automatically added to your account as you shop, and you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cashback. It's truly a no-brainer. Now's the time to join. Up to 15% cashback ends on 12/2. Plus, new members will receive a welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's RAKUTEN. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're gonna need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Also, Sabrina, can you imagine? Not only, okay, we have to get there. But,
No.
But talk to me about, no. What?
Whatever you're about to say, no.
I know. But there's a layer that just clicked for me that's even fucking worse. Because when she finds out everything that's gone on, including but not limited to the fact that the mistress and the 2 children came to stay at the house while she was gone, every single servant that she works closely with and has been for years knows about this and can't or won't or whatever tell her. There's a moment later on where she's like, I don't want to go back to that house.
No, I clocked
because
that
of the
too,
memories.
because it is such a direct correlation to, you want to talk about, like, Ainsley was so careful to be discreet. He specifically took her someplace where even the house staff are not likely to ever come work in his other places. Like, it's not, this is a place that you can truly be private and discreet
anonymous
and quiet. And then her fucking husband ships her off, and then immediately, and like, it's so conflicting because the woman he's in love with, she's so sweet. She's very sweet from what
it's not
and
the
like
kid's
her
fault.
and the kids are adorable, but it is truly just fuck you. Also, like, why can't you go to her house?
Yes, you should go take some fucking waters or whatever at her place. Because think about it, like the butler, the housekeeper, every single upstairs maid, everybody knows.
Oh my God. And then on top of that, there's a point at the very beginning of the book, and I just suddenly registered this, that because Ainsley has felt so guilty for so long, he made a comment at the beginning of the book about how he's been taking care of Walford's jewels.
Yeah.
Since he got hurt.
Yeah. Turns out the jewels are his
kids.
His 2 girls.
Hey, understandable. Awesome. I love that you love your kids, but you're going to admit that you are the cause of the accident? And then you're going to essentially blackmail your best friend, supposedly, into fucking your wife and getting her pregnant? And to take care of your other family?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he has the decency not to tell your wife when he's in love with her, and it would be so fucking easy for him to have been but he wouldn't because he's an honorable, god damn it. But
I know. No, it's horrifying. And listener, this happens for months. When I started noticing that it was like, you know, December 1860 or whatever, and then we would skip like 2 months, I was like, no, we cannot have her like raise a kid until it's 10 and then the husband dies. Like, this fucker has to go. And at this point, I don't even have a good reason to need him to go other than Ainsley deserves happiness and so does Jane, you know, like this.
Yes.
So anyway, like 5 months or something goes by, and in that time, they haven't seen each other. Ainsley is trying to get his shit together. He thinks he's going to sell that place because he can't be reminded of all the wonderful times they had together. He wants to get a mistress. He's like, I got to move on. Maybe I'll even look for a wife this year, he says to himself.
He never even gets around to finding a mistress or a wife. He's like, I could, but I just kept not doing it. The only interaction they've had is one letter. He gets one letter from the Walford home that says thank you. And that's when he knows
that's it.
She's
pregnant.
Yeah. It worked.
Oh. And so then after, like, he doesn't go to the next fox hunt in April. He doesn't do anything. And he tells her basically at some point, I think they see each other at like a random ball or something like that. And he tells her that, like, no, he can't handle it.
I won't be coming to your home anymore.
I can't do this anymore. Yeah, it's too heartbreaking. And she's like obviously devastated by this, right? But she also understands it's his mother's wedding.
Oh my God, it's his mother's wedding.
Oh my God. We have to back up really quickly. I'm so sorry.
We have to talk about the Duchess and Leo.
This is a very chaotic episode, and I understand that, and I apologize.
I don't.
But a while ago...
Melody's the only one sorry here, listener.
Okay, that's fair. The lady died, right? The BFF of the mom dies, for sure. And they have this beautiful conversation where the lady's like, hey, I know that you two were in love, and I know that he loved you, and I know that you did nothing while we were married, but I also know that Stephen is his son. And, like, she says, if you're not going to marry that painter, think about marrying my husband. Because, you know, that would be a really lovely thing. And then she dies.
And then she dies. And Leo, because his heart is breaking and he doesn't want her to have to tell him.
Yeah.
Because he's been asking her to marry him
for 10
years. And she has always said no. And so in what world would he not assume that it's because she's essentially waiting
for
until...
No.
They're both old and gray, and both of their partners have passed on, and now they can finally be together. And so he leaves, and he leaves her a letter, and he just disappears.
Here's the wild thing, everybody, and I think that the Duchess may have needed a little bit more self-reflection on this set of facts that I'm about to tell you. She knows absolutely fucking nothing about him. She doesn't know his last name. She doesn't know if he's, like, connected to anybody. She doesn't know if he has friends.
I'm not gonna lie, I was almost wondering if it was gonna turn out he was, like, a second son to somebody who they end up dying, and then that's how Stephen is gonna get his thing. Although Stephen gets a knighthood, so, like, it's fine. But, like...
She doesn't know. How do you spend 10 years with somebody and not know at least, like, the region of the continent they grew up in? Or whatever. You know? What is this relationship?
Leo deserves better.
He does, and he doesn't want better. And so, anyway, she ends up going back to Ainsley and being like, hey, bud, I need you to help me find Leo because it's fucked up that he left me like that. She even says, like, when people of our station take lovers, we have them until we don't want them anymore. And I was not done with him. And Ainsley's
Ainsley's like, what the fuck, Mom? And then she immediately bursts into tears because it's not that she actually thinks that. It's that she's just...
She doesn't know how else to process it.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, we get this whole scene where Leo is trying to paint like a serene landscape, but all he can do is like dark, jagged brushes all the time. And all he can think about is the country lore about the girl who threw herself off of this cliff that he's standing on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having such a hard time. It's been a month since he left her. And then she comes up out of nowhere. And she's like, I can't believe that you left me. And he's like, come on, man. Like, you can't be mad at me about that. I love you. I'm so devoted to you. And I know that you want someone else. I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, I'm here to invite you to my wedding. And he's like, wow, please don't do that. Like,
Very well.
I can't deny
If you
anything.
insist, I've come to invite you to my wedding.
Oh, yeah.
He shook his head sadly. That I cannot do, my love. But it shall be the talk of London. I want you there. Desperately. He gazed out to the sea. I never thought you to be cruel, Tess. I can deny you nothing, but please don't ask this of me. But if you're not there, my dear, dear Leo, then however shall I marry you? And he's like, me? But you always said no when I asked for your hand. I was a foolish woman. Linford was the love of my youth, and as we have talked these many weeks as we've not been able to talk in years, so we discovered that neither of us is the person that each of us fell in love with. We were holding on to someone who no longer exists. She took a tentative step toward him. You love me as I am now, and I shall love you always. Marry me, Leo. For God's sake, marry me.
You have to come to my wedding, otherwise there won't be a groom. Leo, please. So, yeah, Wollscroft and Jane show up for this wedding that Ainsley's hosting. Ainsley, is having the hardest time because fucking her husband keeps on being like, did you see the baby I put in her with my very functional penis? Hello, everyone. My wife is super pregnant because I'm so virile still. And oh God, I have an heir. Isn't it so exciting? And Ainsley's like, she's glowing and he thinks she's the most beautiful thing ever. He tries to take a walk out with her in the garden just to see how she's actually doing because he wants to be there for every moment of the pregnancy. He wants this child, but he knows that he can never have her. It can never be. And so he also doesn't want to make her feel guilty about the fact that he has super fallen in love with her and it's never going to happen. So anyway, this is when he tells her, hey, dude, I'm not going to be able to hang out at the house. I'm not going to be able to be like Uncle Ainsley. It's too much. And she's really upset by this, but also understands. The mom gets married, they take off, and then he gets a letter from the Walford home that says, I hate to say this, but Walford is dying, and he's asking that you bring him his jewels. He comes out, she greets him, and then she's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to, burden you with this, but he said that only you would be able to take care of it. What are these jewel situations? And he says, oh, so he hasn't told you?
You don't even know.
And he's like, oh, okay. And then out of the hallway behind them comes a woman and two small girls. So small that maybe hopefully they've been malnutritioned on because they've got to be older than the amount of time that they've been married, right? One of them looks about 3 years old, but that's not possible because they've been married for 7.
And then it turns out that one of the children is right around the same age as the child that she would have had if she hadn't lost it. Because
he was going to her the whole time that she was pregnant as well.
Yep.
And then she figures out, and Wolfstouche is like, do you hate me now? I bet you hate me now that I'm on my deathbed and you found out about my chosen first family, the one that I actually love. And like the woman, when he's a fevered listener, he says his mistresses and the two girls' names, and he never says Jane's name. And she's always waiting for him to say her name
Maybe
and call
this
out for her.
Maybe this is just super fucked up, but like, why don't you just send your wife away for a week? You know what I mean?
Right?
At this point, like, is it kinder if she just never knows?
I
At
know.
this point, like, I don't.
Especially since now she looks at Ainsley and she's like, you knew this the whole fucking time, and you knew how terrible I felt about being an adulteress with you. You knew that I carried this huge moral burden, and you didn't say a fucking word, which makes you complicit and it makes you just as guilty. And he knows, right? This has been a conflict for him since the beginning. And they're sitting at his deathbed, she and the mistress. And the mistress looks at her and she's like, hey, thank you for being so kind to us. Like, not
because
a lot
she's
of
just a
women would do that.
genuinely sweet lady.
Yeah. She really is. Yeah. And that's why the way that she treats him at the beginning is so notable. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know. They say that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. She treats him terribly, and I think it's maybe because she knows there's a bit of a connection there and she doesn't want to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? That's how I ended up feeling about it. I'm not sure. But anyway, she's like, yeah, it's not you and the girl's fault. Like, what am I going to do?
Well, yeah, because, like, it's not the other woman's fault.
No.
Like,
no, she was with him before he met Jane. And Jane knew mostly that he basically married her for her dowry.
oh,
And like,
God, I forgot
this
about
lady's a
that
commoner.
aspect.
Yeah. Jane has known this the whole time. And he looks at her and he says, I'm really sorry. I didn't love you when we were married. I only started loving you after the accident. And I saw what a wonderful, devoted, just angel you are.
Hey, Walford.
That's when I started loving you.
Walford,
Yeah.
just a thought.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's just kinder to take this shit to your deathbed.
Right?
At a certain
Maybe shut the
point.
fuck up. Yeah. Yeah. And so Jane is obviously reeling, not just and she
To be
also
clear, listener,
feels like
we're sitting here railing against this, though. This is necessary for the end of the book to happen the way that it does. Like, she has to know about all of these things, and he has to be a raging douche canoe on his deathbed and unburden himself before he goes to those pearly gates.
Yeah.
Are you scouring the web for the best Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? Stop it. Get Rakuten. Rakuten is a shopping sidekick that gets you cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. Right now, you can get up to 15% cash back at the stores you love. You can even stack cash back on top of the biggest sales of the year. That's savings on savings. It's more time shopping and less time searching. With Rakuten, you're always saving at your favorite stores on the things you're already buying. Cashback is automatically added to your account as you shop, and you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cashback. It's truly a no-brainer. Now's the time to join. Up to 15% cashback ends on 12/2. Plus, new members will receive a welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's Rakuten. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
She also feels really stupid because she's finding out all of this. She's finding out that her entire marriage was a lie. She's finding out that, like, for sure, her husband never, ever gave a shit about her, really, until, like, he needed her, essentially. And yet, she still loves him. She still deeply, deeply loves him. And so when he dies, the mistress is, like, crying, you know. She's not emoting whatsoever. And Ainsley and his mom are really worried about her because she's so self-contained. And the funeral happens. Ainsley takes care of all of it. And then he comes back and she's still not talking to him other than essentials, basically, because he did this with Wolf's duh. And so she...
I think that's my favorite one.
Wolf's duh. I'm mad. Yeah. And the mom in here talking, and he's like, yeah, I'm really worried about her. And he's like, yeah, I'll go check on her. And when he goes to check on her, she's sitting in the nursery that she started decorating for the child she lost 3 years ago. She's sitting in the corner just sobbing her eyes out. And Ainsley goes over. Once again, he's like, do I leave her? No, I can't. He goes over and he crouches in front of her, and she just gets it all out. I mean, she starts, like, hitting him in the shoulder over and over again, being like, you did this with him. You knew the whole time. You didn't, you know, all the conflict she's currently feeling. I haven't been loved the whole time I was married. He's not the man I thought he was. And she hits him and hits him and hits him until he just, like, bear hugs her, and she calms down and just continues crying into his chest. Oh, God. And then he, like, leaves, doesn't he?
I don't remember exactly, but it's brutal. The next little bit is brutal because he's essentially, I'm going to take care of you. Like, what can I do for you? And it's basically them going back and forth with learning to love each other in this really shitty time because she's in mourning. She's in mourning. She's pregnant. Turns out
she's
that
still in London.
Syphilitic other heir is not actually syphilitic.
He's totally fine. And he has eyeballs.
And he is prying. He has gone to the mistress. He has gone to the other woman and been like,
hey, you been fucked in the last 3 years?
Yeah, and then she, because of her, this was the point where I could have slapped her in the face. Because of her sense of pride, she made sure to be like, oh, well, it's not because he's not interested in me. It's because, he's not into me. It's because his dick don't work.
But also, she didn't do that maliciously because she didn't connect the dots about him being the next heir.
Yeah,
like,
not at all.
That all happened later.
But, like, also, like, girl.
What a weird flex. You know what I mean? Like, what a weird...
It's not that he thinks I'm ugly, you know? I'm not ugly.
He didn't lose interest. Yeah. And so all of this is happening simultaneously. So he's realizing that, like, there's a really good chance his child is going to be basically, like, put out on the society streets because this guy is going to take her to court.
Well, and it's also, he's like, any child of mine shouldn't have to fight for what's theirs, and especially for what's not theirs. This child,
I can offer this child so much more.
Dukedom.
Yeah.
And he's... Yeah. Oh, God. And it's just...
And this is the woman that I've wanted from the beginning. And so he keeps on calling on her. And he keeps on, like, he says that he's courting her, but he has to court her in secret because she's supposed to be in mourning. And so he, like, calls on her and he says, will you come to dinner with me tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, I guess, okay. And I think they start kissing again at that point.
There's one night where he just shows up at her door. And she's like, what are you doing here? There's a ball. And he's like, I was on my way to the ball. And then I decided I'd really rather
hang out with
you. And so I am here.
And she has not slept. She's barely been eating. Like, she's not okay.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
he decides that he's gonna just, like, take care of her. She gets the first full night of sleep she's gotten since that fuck died. Like, she's actually eating. She realizes that she's so much happier with Ainsley around. But obviously she can't do anything because she's supposed to mourn for 2 years. Like, maybe a year at the least.
Yeah. And then but like, he's being so swoony. He's like setting up all of these extremely discreet, romantic moments and taking care of her. And he's like,
he rents
"Come
out
back with
the
me."
entire theater.
Yeah. He's like,
he rents out the entire theater to watch a show because he knows that nobody can see them together.
Romeo and Juliet, and he thought about having them do a comedy, but he was like, I think that
she needs catharsis.
I think she needs to cry. Yeah. And she did. And then like he's like, come back with me. Nobody has to know. He says, marry me. Oh my God, he proposes!
And she thinks he's like kidding around. And so she's like, ha ha ha, it's hilarious, funny. And finally, he starts getting more and more explicit about the fact that he's not at all joking. And he keeps on explaining to her, like, hey, look, this thing is going to happen. Like, this guy is coming after you. I really don't want that to happen. And I think she leaves at that point to go back to the house. But she can't go in. She can't bring herself to go in. And I don't fucking blame her after knowing that every single person who lives in that house kept this secret family from her for months while she was pregnant.
Well, and he knows that she's gone because he went to see her and they were like, she went back to Herndon Manor or whatever it's called. And
so he gets his fastest horse.
He got on his fastest horse and he catches up and he gets to the carriage and the door opens and she's like, oh my God, you're here. And he says, of course I'm here.
Yeah.
Where else would I be? And she's like, I couldn't go inside. And he's like, no, I bet you couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, how could you?
Come back to my house.
And so she agrees.
Like, I'll make sure my mom is there. I'll make sure that, like, society knows it's, like, cool, you know, as much as possible.
And so she goes back
and I'll
him.
keep you safe during the pregnancy.
And then there's this scene where he's just taking such careful care of her.
Y'all, he keeps on rubbing her feet. Okay? Not expecting anything else. He just shows up with oils to rub her feet down.
So, I have a confession. Melody already knows about this, but I feel like I have to confess this to listener too.
Ooh.
I will no longer go when there's foot massages in a book because my recent visitor, my friends call him my gentleman caller.
I love that.
They almost all of them exclusively refer to him as my gentleman caller.
I love that.
I let him massage my feet and I'm eating crow. I'm eating crow, okay? You're right. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The thought of just anybody doing it does still make me want to gag.
Of course.
But it's not as dastardly and awful.
I mean, and speaking from experience, it's like extra world shattering, changing everything when you're pregnant. Because the amount of extra weight, the amount of... It's so weird that a lot of your body experiences the new center of gravity that you have on your body. Like, my feet would be sore because I was using muscles differently. Because my center of gravity had changed so much, you know? Like, it is a fucking wild experience. And she keeps on being like, no, I don't want you to see my cankles, okay? I'm all swollen everywhere. And he's like, nobody's ever had such beautiful cankles. You get over here.
You have the most beautiful cankles in the world. Get over here. I've got lavender oil.
Yeah.
But, like, I was reading this book the whole time going, oh, you're right. That is swoony. That is wonderful. Good for you, girl. I'm so happy for you. I'm not seething with jealousy right now.
Bah! And there's a couple of times where he pulls up her dress and he's already told her that, like, he's not going to do anything sexual. And so she's like, hey, bud, what you doing? And he just exposes her belly so that he can smooch her belly and, like, hang out with his kid for a minute, and then he puts it back down. Oh my God, at the wedding, they were in the walk on the garden when she felt the baby kick for the first time.
And then he got to feel it too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
and that
he felt
Oh my God.
the
And
very
that was the
first little
moment where
movements.
it really, really, truly clicked for her.
Yeah.
Clicked for her just what he was giving up for her.
Yeah.
And it clicked for him what he had given up.
Yeah, he's like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. I
Yeah.
have to. That's when he decides, like, I have to walk away completely. I can't put myself through this. So anyway, they are hanging out at the house. He keeps on asking her to marry him, and she's like, stop being a nutter butter. Okay, that can't happen. Everybody will know, and it'll be such a scandal.
Insane. And he's trying to convince her. He's like, there's going to be another scandal, babe.
Honestly, yeah.
This is such a small thing.
Yeah. And he basically tells her, like, yeah, but scandals are smaller, like, when you're popular, okay? And, like, I'm super popular.
He's like, I'm super popular, and I'm friends with other really super popular people.
Yeah.
So,
I've
like,
got, my brother
we'll be
is
fine.
the Earl of Westcliff or whatever. Like, everybody's gonna shut their fucking mouths after a while. And so, finally, he's snuggling her every night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, she wakes up and he's not there. And she realizes that he told her that he has to work off some of his sexual frustration in the new pool that he built on his ancestral plot of land because he just wants to bone her all the time. And, like, that's not happening when she's this pregnant.
And so she goes out to find him, and she gets to the pool, and he convinces her to get in the water with him for a little bit.
Well, and at first he's like, you can leave your night rail on. And so she gets in with her pajamas on. And then after that, as she gets in, he convinces her to take it off. And she's really worried because her body is so different from when he saw her last, obviously. She's deep in her third trimester, you know? And he completely, without even realizing this was an insecurity of hers, puts her mind at ease because he just finds her so beautiful. And the fact that he's carrying their child would make any kind of physical imperfection moot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's just so enamored of her in general.
Are you scouring the web for the best Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? Stop it. Get Rakuten. Rakuten is a shopping sidekick that gets you cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. Right now, you can get up to 15% cash back at the stores you love. You can even stack cash back on top of the biggest sales of the year. That's savings on savings. It's more time shopping and less time searching. With Rakuten, you're always saving at your favorite stores on the things you're already buying. Cashback is automatically added to your account as you shop, and you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cashback. It's truly a no-brainer. Now's the time to join. Up to 15% cashback ends on 12/2. Plus, new members will receive a welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's RAKUTEN. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're going to need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
And then all of a sudden, there's like a real bad pain in her side. And then she realizes, oh shit, I think it's happening.
It's birthing time, baby.
Yeah. And then we cut to 24 hours later. This poor bitch.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Couldn't be me.
Okay. I mean, was me. So he's in the library with Leo, who's trying to, like, keep him company or whatever, because he can hear her screaming. And he wants to be there so badly. And he's like, is she dying? And then he thinks to himself, my baby is going to come into the world and it's not going to be mine. Like, Wes Douche is going to get all the credit. Not really credit, but you know what I mean? And, like, what if she dies in childbirth without ever knowing how I actually feel? Without ever being mine?
And then she summons him.
Yeah.
And he goes up to the room, and the physician is like, all right, it's like final pushes time. And she's like, no, this baby can't come yet. Ainsley, marry me. And he's like, what? And she's like, marry me. This is your baby, and I want you to claim it. And
I want to be yours.
And we have to get
I want
married
both of us to be
before
yours.
the baby's born.
Yeah. And so he calls a clergyman up, and she holds that baby in until they're married. And the physician is like, or the midwife is like, everybody out.
Literally, the clergyman is like, I now pronounce you man and what? And he doesn't get to finish it before the physician's like, all right, goodbye.
The midwife says all the men out. And Ainsley's like, the fuck I will. This is my wife now, and this is my baby. And so it says, like, and that's how he came to be in the room when his son was born.
Well, and it was so cute because at one point she was like, get the clergyman. And somebody's like, well, you need a special license. And he's like, I already have it, babe.
And she was like, I knew it. I knew that you would have it already because you take no chances. And he says, with you? No, I don't take any chances. So he just had it on hand in case she ever said yes to him.
Listener, they're together foreversies. We get scenes of like these big ol' happy families. All of these boys who never thought that they would ever find like love and like true connection. And like it's such a disjointed, separated family, and they're all in lots of feelings, and I'm just so happy together forever.
Yeah. And oh man, it's so great because, you know, Leo is now an official member of the family. I don't know, wasn't it Christmas in the epilogue? Something happened in the epilogue. Yeah, it's Christmas, and they're at Westcliffe's house. He's hosting. And they've got like a son and a daughter now. It's like a few years later.
Yeah.
And oh God, it's so cute. Anyway.
Speaking of Christmas, there's a scene in the second book where Stephen and Linford literally look so similar that the heroine walks into the room with all of the Christmas presents and sees her husband bent over shaking a box, and she does pinch his butt and then realizes in horror that it's not her husband. It is
his twin. His doppelganger dad.
She also doesn't know that that's his father at this point. And
Right.
I can't think of Christmas in any of Lorraine Heath's books without thinking about her doing that. And it was very funny.
Oh my God. It's so great.
God, it was just so fucking good. Like, man, you know, I don't even have words. It's so baffling to me. I think it's just that, like, you hear these, you know what it is it's people recommending you something. You hear about it so much that you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. 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 And then all of a sudden, you end up doing it for whatever reason, and you're like, oh, that's why this is one of the most well-known historical authors of all time.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You're right. 10 books in, you're fucking right, H.B. Carolyn. Okay? Are you happy
Caroline,
now?
Please clarify. Yeah. Oh my God. All right, Sabrina, what is your lady love?
I feel like my lady love has to be standing up at my best friend's wedding this last weekend for them.
Ooh.
I was in charge of the rings, and I was sobbing like a little baby the whole time because I was just so happy. Like every little thing was like setting me off. And it was just, that's my lady love, is getting to like partake in somebody else's joy in that way. And it doesn't have to be a wedding, you know what I mean? But like just being a part of some pivotal moment for, and not just one person that you like. Like I stood up for one of those friends, but they're both two of my closest friends. And it's just like, oh man, I just love seeing my friends in love. Whether it's with people or with places or with whatever it is that they're in love with. I will say though,
wonderful.
The custom suit that I had, it was delightful, wonderful. I loved how many 11 fucking pockets. When I had the full thing on, 11 motherfucking pockets. That is obscene. That is so fucking unnecessary. I am so angry about it. But I realized I may still choose dresses occasionally, and not necessarily because I'm not feeling super masked that day, but mostly because, good God, a suit does not breathe the way a dress does.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I have never dripped sweat in 68-degree weather like I did that night. I am still sore from dancing. But anyway, so yeah, that's my lady love, is getting to, you know, share your friends' joy and happiness and just...
Oh, she's crying. Sabrina.
I'm just a really emotional person for the people I love, and it was just it was just really good.
I love that.
Yeah. What's your lady love?
All right, my lady love is similar. You know what? My lady love is meeting book friends in person for the very first time.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, because I just met Kieran for the first time and hung out with Alexis, and I went into New York and we had a wonderful time. It was so great. We spent 3 hours at a restaurant, talk about wanting at least 2 degrees of separation. Man, I got some stories about people I have no clue about, and they were incredibly entertaining.
I believe it.
It was just such a wonderful time. Yeah. And having friends that treat each other, you know, because fucking Alexis, man, she got the tickets through a connection. And so Kieran and I kept on being like, hey, tell us how much we owe you. And then Alexis would just change the subject or get very interested in a fluff that was in the air or whatever. And Kieran apparently tried to ask Alexis this price in a shared message on Discord, in a private message, and then on Messenger, and then I think via text. Kieran was stalking Alexis for this. Because both of us wanted, both of us have this, I don't want anybody to think I'm a moocher. You know what I mean? I never like owing something, or at least feeling like I owe people something. So so finally it got to the point where we called her out for it at dinner because they brought the check and she was going to put her card in too. And I just grabbed it and I was like, oh, wow, what a beautiful card. And I start showing it to Kieran and being like, ooh, check this out. Look at this little fancy thing over here. And Alexis is like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're like, I'm keeping the fucking credit card away from that fucking server.
Yes, we are treating you to dinner because we know you're never going to tell us the price of these tickets. And she was like, God, man, I was just going to ignore you forever. And it was sweet. And Alexis learned that she needs to tell Kieran and I explicitly that she's treating us. Otherwise, we will badger her until it's weird. because both of us have the same hang up. You know? But anyway, it was really, really sweet. And and then we also made friends with the 3 people sitting in front of us at the theater because we were joking about banging Justin Trudeau. And then they turned around. It was a mom and a daughter, and I'm not sure who the other person was, maybe a cousin. And they turned around and they're like, we're Canadian. And Karen was like, I'm Canadian. Oh, it was great. Anyway.
That's
and
just
then the
so
mom
cute.
asked what we did, and we told them, or how we met. And so Kieran was like, yeah, it was her podcast. The mom got out her notes app to write down the name of Heaving Bosoms and all 3 of our names.
Well, hi to you if you're listening.
Hi, you beautiful mama. You wonderful. And I loved the relationship she had with her daughter, too, because it was such like an adult friend, like mutual respect kind of situation. It was really nice. Anyway, wow, what's the lady love? I wonder. It's have friends who treat each other. Treat friends and treat them back. Love that. Just have the best friends in the whole
Just love your friends.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meet them in person.
Meet your fucking friends in person, bro.
I couldn't stop hugging Kieran.
I'll bet she ate that shit up, too.
It was really funny. Anyway, okay.
Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love being finger banged while you get to watch the stars.
Man, yeah. Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love seeing stars that he creates. Because that's what he said to her.
Honestly, you know what?
Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love getting enough information that you do not feel guilty about marrying someone else right after your husband dies.
Also, love yourself as much as you love falling face first into one of the largest back catalogs I've fallen into in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you're up shit's creek.
What is it about this
one.
time of year, too? Because 2 years ago, it was what's her butt?
It was Eloisa James.
Yes.
Yeah. I
don't
know.
My God. Is that just like other people?
The stars are aligning.
Like other people, it's cuffing season. For me, it's historical back catalog season. I'm like, I don't need a person. I got Eloisa James and
I like
Lorraine Heath on my side.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back on December 3rd with a 2-week event covering Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. We're so excited for the show. And of course, we obviously had to prep for it, by reading probably the whole series, not question mark. I definitely did that. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. Okay, see you next week.
Are you scouring the web for the best Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? Stop it. Get Rakuten. Rakuten is a shopping sidekick that gets you cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. Right now, you can get up to 15% cash back at the stores you love. You can even stack cash back on top of the biggest sales of the year. That's savings on savings. It's more time shopping and less time searching. With Rakuten, you're always saving at your favorite stores on the things you're already buying. Cashback is automatically added to your account as you shop, and you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cash back. It's truly a no-brainer. Now's the time to join. Up to 15% cash back ends on 12/2. Plus, new members will receive a welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's Rakuten. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're gonna need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
OnDeck is built to back small businesses like yours. Whether you're buying equipment, expanding your team, or bridging cash flow gaps, OnDeck's loans up to $250,000 help make it happen fast. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau and earning thousands of 5-star Trustpilot reviews, OnDeck delivers funding you can count on. Apply in minutes at OnDeck.com. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
'Tis the season for tangled lights, traffic jams, never-ending to-do lists, and unannounced drop-ins from your in-laws. Or that one cousin that can't explain how you're related. And the result? You're not getting enough sleep. So this holiday season, let Coop Sleep Goods make your shopping easy so your nights are filled with stress-free sleep. They designed sleep goods with one goal in mind, to help everyone sleep better. Gift their award-winning adjustable pillows, sheets made for 5-star spas and resorts, or pillows made with cooling technology. This Black Friday, Coop is offering up to 60% off site-wide. Shop thoughtful gifts they'll actually use every night. We know everyone needs a good night's sleep, so skip the holiday stress and leave the rest to Coop. Visit CoopSleepGoods.com/comedy to get up to 60% off site-wide. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/comedy.